Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and today I'll be bringing you my review of the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Hightower from Revenge of the Fallen. Didn't think I need to say that, but wanted to clarify. So yeah, here he is in his alt mode. And here's the funny story about this figure, about this sort of character. In the movie, the vehicle mode that appears is a Volvo EC700C digging construction vehicle. I forgot the name, what it was called, a shovel one. I forgot what's the proper name of that. But that's the vehicle that pops in the movie, and that's what this character, that's the character that this is supposed to be. However, the figure is that vehicle, but a crane version instead of a digging one. Instead of a digging vehicle, this is a crane vehicle for like picking up debris and excess, materials, and you're just dropping it off. So it is kind of weird. So the vehicle in the movie is a Volvo EC700C scooper, basically, for all intents and purposes. While this one is that vehicle, but a crane version. At least that's sort of my assumption, because when I did a little bit of research into it, and this vehicle does not show up, is not in the movie from what I saw. But yeah. So here it is, and I think it's a very cool looking vehicle. Very nice bits of sculpts, very cool. Oh, if you're wondering what this is, since this is supposed to be a crane, you can see there's little like pulleys. They're like pulleys and what's that called? Yeah, those are called pulleys, because this is where the actual wires, like the ropes and the wires, would sort of feed through and start controlling the crane. This is where the wires would go to. So if you imagine these with wire, that'd actually be really cool. I bet some fan out there can like custom that and actually add the wires. And as you can saw, articulation wise, he has a semi-functional crane where it can, lower, it can raise and lower and just move. And there's like a little wiggle here at the actual claw. And this piece also moves, but that's more for transformation. He does have wheels down here, but they're a bit stiff on mine, so they don't really work. I'm just basically sliding them off on the floor. I'm just sliding them across the table. So enough about his vehicle mode, which it is nice. Let's get on with his transformation, which is surprisingly simple. Now, this vehicle mode is based more off of his concept art, and his robot mode is also based on his concept art. And oh boy, is the robot mode something else. I gotta tell you, I think when I first saw the pictures of his robot mode, I just couldn't believe it. And well, I think it speaks for itself. Let me just get to it. So first things first is that you sort of lift this up, like so, like that. And then for this part, you kind of like open it up a bit. You unpeg it here, separate it, that's one step. And then you sort of open this up a little bit to lift this entire piece up. And then it'll peg into these, right there, into those pegs. Lift this up. You don't have to, but I like doing it. At least that little lifting up part. Then you come over here. And you can see his face there. Lift up his little hands. These are his little arms. And then bring this piece up. And it'll peg into there. As you can see, his transformation is actually pretty simple. So lift down. And fold these pieces. Like so. I think you can probably configure this a different way, but in like the back of the box and the instructions, they have it set up where these I guess bends are pointing inward. So they're like so. And then this part you just fold it forward. Back down the arms. And oh wait. Yeah, lift up his head. Lift up the head, angle it, and just angle the crane. And here we have Hightower in his very unique robot mode. And this thing, I love it. It is so out of left field. When it comes to robot modes, I love it. It's so weird. He's just 2 legs and got 2 tiny T-Rex arms with... Oh yeah, he's even got 2 fingers like a T-Rex. Is that what this is supposed to be? Is this like a different version of a Robo T-Rex? Oh man. Well, that aside, this is enjoyable. It looks very odd, and I love its oddness. So, I think that's a little loose. Huh. That just made me, something seems a little loose on my figure with the neck. So yeah, this aside, as you can tell, he has quite a lot of articulation, especially in the legs. He's basically nothing but legs. But let me get to it. The crane gets an extra hinge here so that it's still functional in, again, semi-functional in his robot mode. So it kind of serves as his main weapon, I guess. The head is on a hinge there and is on a separate hinge here. So there's 2 hinges, one at the base, one at the, base of the head, one at the base of the neck. And it is on a ball joint, but it is kind of limited because of the way it's designed. But yeah, it is on a ball joint, and that's a very nice head sculpt. I really dig into the look of this head sculpt. Very nice. His tiny hands do have its own little hinge, so they can go up and down. Can't really do much with it. And then we come to the legs, and you have all the way around, that far in, that far out. There's a hinge there. There's a swivel here, a bend there, a swivel up here, a hinge there, another hinge here, and the legs can do this. So this is technically, you can consider this an ankle pivot if you really wanted to. And like I said, if you can kind of configure the legs any which way you want. This is just the one that it shows in the instructions. And I kind of like it because it has the legs sort of more in than out, if that makes any sense. So yeah, here's Hightower. And I love him. I think this is a great figure. It is a nice, unique figure to get, even if you're not trying to get all the Constructicons. I think this one is worth getting by itself, just of how just out of left field it is. And I love it. Very simple, very straightforward. I honestly do recommend this figure. So, before we show off the backdrop, let's show off with let's do some size comparisons. Legion Cliff Jumper, Deluxe Ratchet. Thanks to his crane, he's actually pretty tall. He's actually pretty tall for a deluxe class, but that's mainly because of his crane. And now let's get to his backdrop, which is essentially the same one as all the Constructicons, the Studio Series Constructicons, and that is the Desert Battle or Operation Firestorm at the end of Revenge of the Fallen. And then let's put him up there, which if you angle it, he can kind of get on it. Like, the way he's designed, it's kind of pain to get it on there. Oh, there we go, I got him. Oof, that would have been embarrassing. Only even more embarrassing, but let's just angle his legs a little bit. There we go. Just angle his legs a bit and you can get him. You can get him in, you can get the whole thing in this backdrop, which is a very nice, again, also a very nice display piece, like all of them. These backdrops are really cool. So yeah, I guess final thoughts? I like the figure. The vehicle mode looks nice, the transformation is simple, and the robot mode is just so weird. It's so weird that it's awesome. For me, anyway. So, yeah, I highly recommend this figure. He's great. He's good. So, yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Hightower. This is Composite Enerjoe, signing off. Peace out.